Let me welcome all of you to the Arctic Circle Berlin Forum and express our gratitude to all the 300 participants from so many countries who have traveled from different parts of Europe or other continents in Asia or in America to be with us here today and tomorrow. This forum, the Berlin Forum, was initially planned to take place at the end of June 2020. And on a personal note, I landed from India in London in the morning of March 9th, 2020. Having had one of my last meetings in India with the President of India, who then said to me, maybe soon everybody will greet each other in the Indian way. And we all smiled and didn't think it was particularly relevant. And then the next morning, on the 10th of March, I took the early flight from London to Berlin, where I had various meetings with our friends in the ministry and others on the upcoming forum, which was supposed to take place at the end of June. And nobody at those constructive meetings in Berlin on the 10th of March 4 years ago even uttered the idea maybe we might have to cancel the forum. But I will never forget these 2 days, March 9th and March 10th. Because 2 weeks later, both India and Germany were in a complete lockdown. So, of course, the forum did not take place. But paradoxically, I say to you here today that there was a blessing in this postponement. Because as we meet now, we are faced with different challenges, serious threats, and the urgency of finding new ways to cooperate that none of us would have even found necessary 4 years ago. Then, in an optimistic spirit, we were going to celebrate that the European Union was going to come to the Arctic table with a new Arctic policy, and the recently finished historic Mosaic expedition was going to be among the main topics. An expedition which was a landmark event, not only in terms of Arctic research, but also in terms of international scientific cooperation. Now, as we all know, we face a completely different world, where the future of polar science is uncertain, where geopolitical tensions and conflicts and wars in Europe and elsewhere have the possibility to threaten our constructive cooperation course in the years to come. It is at this hour that the Berlin Forum has such an important role to play in the continuation not only of the Arctic dialogue, but also of the polar dialogue itself. And that is why we are very grateful to our hosts here in Germany for the constructive cooperation we have enjoyed in recent months and weeks and throughout this period of 4 years. And finally, bringing us here to this old building, which 100 years ago was a power station providing energy to the neighboring regions of Berlin, was then turned into an opera house, where some of the classical pieces of European opera was performed, where we now assemble to talk about the future of the Arctic. I hope you see in the program the different dimensions of challenges and urgencies we now have in front of us. And as you all know, the Arctic Circle is a continuous journey with the annual assemblies in Iceland every October and forums in different parts of the world. They have previously taken place in Korea, Japan, China, Singapore, America, Canada, Scotland, Greenland, and the Faroe Islands. And in the coming next few years, we will continue our journey in different parts of the world. But we will start here today with an opening dialogue led by our host minister from the Federal Republic, and will also include the Minister of Higher Education and Research from my own country, Iceland, and leading representatives of the indigenous communities in the Arctic, both the Sami Council and the government of Greenland. And after their opening speeches, you will have the opportunity through a panel dialogue to put some questions. And then we will go to the other plenary sessions on the program and continue then later on as we have done this morning and will tomorrow with sessions on different topics. But let me again reiterate our deep gratitude to our German partners in bringing this forum together, and to all of you for being present here for these 2 historic days in Berlin.